Drink Tank, Loudsole Drink Tank. Pacific Northwest beer. Pacific Northwest beer. Loudsole Drink Tank, Loudsole Drink Tank, Loudsole Drink Tank, Loudsole Drink Tank, Loudsole Drink Tank.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Loudsole Drink Tank, and we're coming to you from Crybaby Studios down here in the Loudsole Lounge, down here in Capitol Hill, Seattle, Washington, of course. And I'm your humble host, Rob Cobain. This is the Loudsole Drink Tank, where we showcase local beers, and local bands. We got a lot of good local beers up in here, but we got a great local band. What's up with these guys? This is Yeti Set Go. You from Seattle, or are you like from some sub-neighborhood, you know?
Well, we live in SeaTac, and then Paul is in the U District.
Oh, okay. Well, Paul, all right. Okay.
We're Seattle, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Yeti Set Go on the Loudsole Drink Tank, and I've got Celeste right here.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us. We're really happy to be here.
Yeah, man. I'm so happy. You know, we've been working on this for a long time, and here it is. We got Tom up in here. What's up, Tom, man? Tom's doing shots. He's a good man. And, of course, we got Paul over there. He's wearing the dunce cap over there. But he is drinking the Pyramid Outburst, which is the Loudsole Drink Tank's Mother's Milk. So, without further ado, I'm going to do an interview with these guys. They were just in here. They blew the place up, played a bunch of songs. I'm going to showcase 4 of them for you guys. And, you know, you can leave comments and all that stuff. And just make sure that they're, like, really nice comments, you know, because we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet this band, and then I'm going to play you a song of theirs. And so, first up is the beer. Let's drink some I always call it the Loudsole Ale, but it's not. It's the Pyramid Outburst. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
and
Paulie.
To Eddie Van Halen.
And here's the Eddie Van Halen, and we're going to get to that more.
That's really good.
You know, ice does outburst well. You know, outburst, you got to put it on ice. So, you guys are you guys like beer drinkers? You're a little bit here and there. What's going on with your beer intake these days? We know about Paul. You know, he's on the wagon, but he can still drink like 8.5 beers, even though he doesn't drink. But anyway, how are you guys doing with beer these days?
To be honest, I don't really like a whole lot of beer. I do. Blue Moon is my favorite. Like, I've drank Blue Moon forever, especially. I mean, obviously with orange too. But I do like Shock Top. I like. I'm mainly a cider drinker. I'll drink Angry Orchard and Seattle cider.
The ciders are blown up, man.
Yeah,
the cider is like the big deal now. And you can get a cider that's got a good volume on it. You know, to find like a cider 9.0 is tough. But, you know, 6.2, 5.5, you know, they're all in there. You're swilling it on a nice day, you know, and or even out in the cold. The cider is good on a cold, foggy night.
Yeah.
Bring on that cider. And, Tom, man, what about you, man?
Yeah, I've cut back pretty heavily on the swilling these days, you know, down to virtually zero. Today's my cheat day.
Okay, cheat.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I noticed you're looking trim.
Yeah, I've lost about almost 20 pounds.
Oh my God!
My man.
Yeah, just cutting that out, you know.
Okay.
That's pretty much all it took.
Okay, good man. Well, I'm like, yeah, that's all it's going to take. But man, you're just like,
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah,
it was
tough.
a major sacrifice.
So, Tom and Celeste, like when you have been in the beer drinking mood or in the drinking mood, like where do you guys like to drink? Like, where's the spot? You know,
we love going to Loretta's Northwestern in South Park.
It's a great place.
I used to live in that neighborhood, and that's always had a good vibe there. We usually met with our friend Marisol, and we'd drink and chat, and we'd play Scrabble a lot.
It's a great place to just sit down with the board game and a few drinks.
There you go.
Oh, but speaking of which, I was just thinking the Beverage Place Pub in West Seattle. Love that place.
Very
Absolutely love it.
Classy joint.
Very classy.
These guys like it classy. And how about outdoor drinking? Where's a good place to get outdoors and drink?
Oh, that's a good question. Kind of for me, I just like to go outside and actually, we have that really nice yard now. When we moved into our house, we have like a nice little front yard, and we can just go outside and we can set up lawn chairs.
Yep.
And watch the world go by.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, hey, garbage truck.
Yeah, and our landlord does a really, really great job with the landscaping and everything. So,
having a nice, kind of trim place that's cool. It's like having a cool smoke room or whatever. It's got the cool little ambiance in there. You're like, dude, that adds to my buzz. Thank you. That's where to go. So you guys are a band, and a rockin' band, and I always, for my band Loudsole, if we were endorsed by a company that was doing beer, I would want the beer to be like a good, at least an 8.5. I like as much hops as malt, piss, vinegar, whatever you want to throw in that beer. Like, put everything in there, put our name on there. So if you guys were to be endorsed by a beer, a company that was doing beer, like, what would your beer be like? Like, what would it be like?
Does it have to be local?
It doesn't have to be local. It doesn't have to be rockin' strong. Whatever,
Okay, well, I will stick with a local. Seattle cider, because I've just had so many of their ciders, like the dry. I kind of like them more fruity, because I love girly drinks.
Okay, so is dry towards the opposite of fruity, or where does fruity come in with dry? Like I'm still learning, what is dry?
I'm not very good at describing this, but I'll do my best.
Okay, please do.
I think dry. I bet people are going to be in the comments like, this chick doesn't know what she's talking about. But
no, those are for me.
Okay. But I don't know, dry is it's less of a fruity flavor and kind of more bitter, I guess.
Okay.
And then kind of more, I think of Angry Orchard, kind of on the fruitier end. Obviously, it's apple. But I did have this one from Seattle Cider, and it was a grapefruit beer, or cider. And I hate grapefruit, but then I tried this, and I'm like, you just made me forget that I hate grapefruit for 10 minutes.
Isn't that amazing, dude?
Yeah.
The same thing with, there's a Sculpin grapefruit beer that's really good. Sculpin IPA grapefruit. I'm like, I remember my grandpa, putting packets of sugar on that half of grapefruit, eating that thing, and as a kid, I'm like, I'm gonna puke. But they can make great beverages out of grapefruit, and it doesn't taste like dog shit. And I'm just like, there you go. Okay, so if you were endorsed, your beverage would be a cider.
Well, me personally, but I don't know, these two, Tom would have a different idea.
I know that you do a wheat beer.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up.
It's kind of an underserved market, the wheats. So that would be a great opportunity, actually, I think, for a Northwest Yeti Set Go beer. Some kind of a wheat thing.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You brewers out there, listen up. These guys are telling you what's up. Yeah, I picture the brewer makes you a keg of the beer. You go do a gig. You got the keg. I'll come operate the keg for you while you guys are up on stage. It's the Yeti Set Go beer. And what volume is it? Is it strong, or is it what volume is it?
Well, for me, it doesn't take a whole lot. So it probably shouldn't. It probably should not be very strong for my sake.
So yours like a 5.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 5.2.
Unless you want. I know that when I get drunk, I become just so friendly to everybody. Everybody's my friend.
She starts singing Backstreet Boys. It's embarrassing.
Yes, I do, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Don't be ashamed of that.
I'm not ashamed.
You embrace that.
I embrace it.
That's great, dude. I've got to see that. I hope I got my camera on that night. I'd be like, oh, got you singing Backstreet Boys. Oh, it's great. Okay, all right. Well, thanks for talking beer with me. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are a brewer of beer, I want to get you up in here because I want to show your beer. You know, if you're a home brewer, if you're a little guy, I want to get the little guy up in here. Mostly to drink your beer, but to get your word out, you know. And so without further ado, I want to play a song for you guys from this band, Yeti Set Go, and I think it was Internet Wars. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to play a song called Internet Wars from right here in the Loudsole Lounge, and then we'll come back and we'll chat with these guys about what is this song about. And on the drink tank, on the Loudsole Drink Tank, here is Internet Wars by Yeti Set Go. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that was Internet Wars from Yeti Set Go here on the Loudsole Drink Tank. Man, they recorded that right here in the Loudsole Lounge, as if you couldn't tell. And so we're going to talk to those guys about that, talk about the history of the band, about what's going on. These guys actually got some good stuff going on. We're going to crack some beers. We're going to crack this Melvin IPA, 6.5. And I don't know where it's from. It's from some faraway place. So it's not local, so sorry. But, but we're going to crack it for Paul over here. And Paulie, there it is, man. Right here, baby. Thanks for that one to Paul. The lovely young lady, she's going to be cracking this this Louet.
Oh.
From, it says, In the Shadow of Mount St. Helens, which is definitely where we're going with that.
Thank you.
And,
that's a Iron Rabbit, huh?
Yeah, that's a great beer, right? That's a great beer.
God, I wish I looked that hot.
And old Robbie here, going to drink the Florida Man. Oh, yeah. Okay, so on the Loudsole Drink Tank, here we go. 3, 2, 1, ready to go. At home.
Oh, this one's a little sweeter.
Paulie, what do you think?
This is a great one. We were talking about grapefruit earlier, and I actually like. I like beers that have like a grapefruit note in them,
and that's there,
and that definitely does. Yeah, and most of the beers that have that grapefruit note don't actually have grapefruit, but it's got that like bitter fruit flavor.
Yeah, that's
that note to it.
Yeah, it tones out the sweetness and makes it right. Mm-hmm. How about this one here, this Louet?
I really like it. It's definitely a sweeter beer, which I like the sweet stuff.
Okay. We like the sweet stuff, too. That's why we got this band on tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Loudsole Drink Tank, we just heard Internet Wars from Yeti Set Go. What is this song about? Can I ask what this song is about?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, it was actually the first song that Tom and I kind of collaborated. Oh, sorry. That was kind of the first song that Tom and I collaborated on, and I wrote it about these two guys that I knew in high school. We were like all in, we're like all in marching bands. We're all, like friends, and we're all family or whatever. And I remember like these two guys were like best friends. Like they had their friend group, and they were always hanging out on the weekends. Like just they seemed like real bros, and well, as close to being a bro as you can be as in marching band. But that's beside the point. But like they were like really good friends. And then, I don't know, it was probably like maybe a couple years ago, I noticed that they would just get into these vitriolic, nasty Facebook arguments where they would just like use all the expletives in the book.
Post-high school.
Yeah, post-high school, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just... And I mean, I think one of them would purposely post inflammatory stuff just to piss off the other one, and he would just take the bait every single time.
Dude, I know the similar guys, dude. And
so like I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed and I see that he posts, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna open this up. We're going for the isms again. Get my popcorn.
And so this was the inspiration of Internet Wars.
Yes, yeah, it's and I just kind of look at this stuff and I'm like, this is such a waste of time. No one cares.
You're like dudes, what happened to football games?
Yeah.
What happened to pep band?
Or why don't you just fuck? I don't know.
She's totally seen the underlines, like, you guys are just horny for each other. But it takes a chick to see that perspective. She's like, let's be existentialist about this,
And to be honest, I was a little bit inspired by my mom as well, because my mom also is kind of a connoisseur of the arguing on Facebook. And Mom, if you're watching this, I love you, but Dad agrees with me on this. And my dad even says it too. He's like, I just go on Facebook to brag about my kids and my grandkids and my dog.
That's a dad thing.
And your mother likes to go online and argue at 11 at night, and that's just how she likes to do things.
Well, it's easier. I mean, you're in your underwear, you're hanging out. There's no honest feedback. You can brush off whatever comments, whatever. So obviously Yeti Set Go. We got some interesting songs from these guys, and they're not songs. It's not titties and beer. Like they have thoughts behind these songs, and in the drink tank, we really appreciate that. So what is the band right now? What's going on with the band right now?
Well, we are releasing an album at the end of the month.
Okay.
It's going to be coming out on Halloween, and
Ooh.
we actually just got word from Tim's Tavern that they're going to help us live stream a show.
Tim's Tavern.
To Tim's Tavern.
Yes,
Tim's.
absolutely. What's the name of the album?
Limbic Resonance.
I'm
And
sorry?
Limbic Resonance is the name of the album.
Limbic
Resonance.
Resonance.
It's very pretentious, isn't it?
Well, no one's ever heard those words put together.
He's not wrong.
And to be honest, I can't really explain it that well, so I'm gonna let Tom take over and explain.
Tom, what's this about?
So limbic resonance is kind of this theory that's emerged over the past few years. It has to do with, group behavior of, society as they engage with social media, and a lot of the things that we tend to consume when we're using social media tends to feed more limbic responses. That's like survival, fight or flight, very base instinct, stuff in the brain, as opposed to higher level thinking, art, logic, reason.
Oh, we don't need no higher thinking now.
Right. So
Existentialism.
that's what limbic resonance is all about, is this notion that those responses resonate, through social media.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give it to myself that I brought some thinking dudes up in here, man. I appreciate you bringing that idea here, because, we can stay down in the muddy realms of the brainstem all day long, but to actually get up out the mud and really think about what's going on, who, what, where, and why, and all that takes something. And, it is the creative process that helps us kind of get up out the mud, so that's a beautiful thing.
And that's something that I think is what we're really trying to accomplish as a band, is like we are definitely a lighthearted, like we are a fun band, like we don't take ourselves too seriously. I mean, as I'm sure you guys will hear the songs, you'll know what we're talking about. But but we're not like we're not like a joke band. Like, we like to make jokes in our songs, but like we do cover some serious stuff in our.
I think so.
And
so it's relevant.
Yeah. So kind of what we're trying to do as a band is we're trying to kind of look at the humorous and the seriousness. I just did a Vulcan sign there. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Just don't give me the.
So what we're really trying to do is kind of look at both the seriousness and the humor in all of this stuff that's happening, not just online, but just kind of in the world today. We're not trying to make like a big grand prophetic statement. We just kind of like look and be like, look at what these guys are doing on Facebook, like.
Let's poke a little fun at them, baby. Let's get them to think a little bit. No thinking needed on Facebook.
Loudsole Think Tank, am I right?
Loudsole Think Tank. Right. These days it's going to be Loudsole Sheep Tank. So anyway, how many songs are on this record?
10, right?
Is it 10 or is it 9?
Yeah, so it's 9 of the.
One of those.
Yeah, the 9 songs
10.
that I wrote,
Yeah,
and then your
it's
instrumental.
10.
Yeah.
It's 9 in an intro.
And where did you record this? Did you record it somewhere at some fancy place, or you recording it at your house, or what's
We
going on with
recorded at 8th Direction Studios in Bellevue, Washington.
that? Ooh, wow.
That is our record label, and we are very proud to be signed to this label. And I'm actually going to have Paul Abner come up here and talk more about it, because it's his, and he's got a great vision for it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to switch the scene. We're going to get Paul up here to talk about this stuff right up in here. Well, what is it?
8th Direction Records.
And that's a cut.
Loudsole Drink Tank, Loudsole Drink Tank, Loudsole Drink Tank, Loudsole Drink Tank.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Loudsole Drink Tank with my man, Paul. What's up,
I'm
Paul?
here. Hey.
Paul's no stranger to the drink tank. And Paul is no stranger to being a strong beer drinker, man. This guy came in, the last time I had him in here, we had all these, half-drunk beers. I swear, by the time I was like, bye, see you guys later, I came in to check out, and they were all empty. I was like, I didn't drink them. So Paul, So Paul is the man. If you are having a drink tank at home and you need someone to show up and do some drinking, call this dude up. All right, so anyway. So Yeti Set Go in here on the Loudsole Drink Tank, and we had Celeste up here. She's still here. She's like the avatar. And so what's up with, we were talking about your record, and the name of the record is?
Limbic Resonance.
Limbic Resonance, and it recorded. So did you do like the engineering and recording, like?
Yeah. So I'm doing the production work on it. My bass player from Tinfoil Top Hat, Eddie Fay, who's produced a lot of stuff, is like helping me through that process, because this is like, I've produced like little singles and whatever before, but this is the first like full album that I've actually like produced by myself, and I'm like, this is interesting. Like it's and it's one thing to produce like if they were my songs and my band and I was going in there to do this production work, that would be one kind of like mindset to be in. But when I'm taking somebody else's material,
it's a lot of responsibility,
and doing that production, like I'm like, you know, like if she went, you know, like took the band to like a major label and, you know, we went in there and recorded this, then we'd go in and record, and then that's it. Like there's no like you get what they give you. But like I don't like I want to make sure that I get their feedback, and like I've got my ideas, but I want to make sure that my ideas, you know, aren't trumping the ideas of the songwriter.
But you're
That's
missing
like,
the point of the engineer. The engineer is supposed to say, well, I think you should do this, and you shouldn't even be a bass player.
You know, I'll have my say. I mean, ultimately, like I've got the veto power.
I've met some engineers. I'm like, get rid of this.
Well,
to
be honest, you know, I would trust Paul with everything musically, and I really respect his opinion. He's been at this a lot longer than I have, so, you know, if he says like you should try this, like 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna.
You're like, all right.
Yeah,
she's great in the studio too. Like if I'm like, hey, you know, try this, she's like, all right, and she just rolls with it. Like she's like there are some people like you. I mean, you've played with people that you get them in and they got the one thing that they can do, and like that's the thing that they can do. And if you try to like coach them into anything else, it's like, that's not the thing I do.
You're like, cut. Let's go back.
So it's great to have her in the studio, and like I'll be like, you know, like moving her this way, moving her that way, saying try this, try that, and she can actually do it, and that's like really nice to have.
Oh, thank
you. Good. All right, so Paul's done the recording, and he's going to hope to record other bands on. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the name.
Eighth Direction Records.
On Eighth Direction Records. I got a nice hat. It was $20. I mean, I could have just given it to me for free, but I had to pay $20 for it. Okay, so
you still owe me 10.
and he's got a memory like an elephant. All right, so we talked about the record. It's coming out. Okay, how is the record going to come out? Are you doing vinyl? Are you doing CDs out the trunk of your car?
You know,
streaming?
it's too bad, because like this album would really play well on vinyl. Like it really would. Like it's just like dripping for like, give me some vinyl. Vinyl is kind of cost prohibitive for where we're at right now. I'm not gonna lie, which is really too bad. Like when you listen to this album, you're like, yeah, this should go on vinyl.
Dude, I totally hear that. Especially, what was that one? You guys did a couple of songs that got really heavy and rocky, and I don't remember which ones they were, but those would really come out on vinyl, really nice. So you're gonna stream it?
So we'll stream it. We'll have discs. You know, we'll do all the like the standard, like, you know, here's, you know, Spotify and all that, Napster and all that jam.
If you guys want to sell CDs out the trunk of the car and you need like to like pin people down on the sidewalk to buy it, you just come.
Yeah, we were going to need that.
We are.
I mean, I'll headlock them.
Because right now we're doing an Indiegogo campaign, and you know, because we're hoping to raise money for the album production and for promotion, and hopefully doing a music video at some point. You know, just all sorts of things that come along with putting out an album, and so
it takes a lot.
Yep. Go donate to that Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Trust me on this one, you will not be disappointed with this album, and I'm not just saying that because I'm the producer. It's going to be amazing.
What's the Indiegogo? What's that?
It's basically where people go to find connoisseurs of the arts and patrons who it's where we go to beg for money, man.
and they'll give you free loud beer.
Well,
right?
you know what? If you give us enough money, we'll brew you a keg of fucking beer. I will learn how to brew beer for you. I don't give a shit. I will fucking do it. Seriously.
You heard it here on the Loudsole Drink Tank. The Yeti Set Go, man. These guys got it going on. All right, and so there's a benefit for Tim's. Let's. I think we touched on it, but let's touch on the benefit for Tim's one more time.
October 17th. Yep, we're trying to save Tim's Tavern. Anybody in the Seattle scene knows Tim's Tavern. They're a great small venue, live music, 7 days a week. They're really good to artists. They're one of those venues that you don't have to chase them around for 6 months, begging them just to give you 50 minutes of stage time. They're really good. Matto's a great guy. If you're a small independent band and you want a place to play, Tim's is the place to go. They're going to be really good to you. They've got great customers there. They got a great stage, great sound system, and COVID is fucking them over. So
it is.
October 17th, they're going to have a whole day online event, hoping to raise money just to limp them through this COVID thing, so that they can get back to giving us music when they're allowed to give us music again. So really check that out on October 17th and help us save a local venue, because really without the small venues, all these big venues like the Paramount and
it's done, dude.
It's done. Without small venues, the big venues go anyway. It doesn't matter what you do to try to save the big venues. If you lose the small ones, the big ones are fucked. So
because that mortgage at Tim's, his mortgage sucks. That mortgage does not go away. He's like, dude, it's $3,800.
Yeah, and in a city like Seattle that's known for its music, it's rare to find a place anymore that has music 7 days a week. So that's,
and they'll stick money in your hands.
Yeah,
I mean, you finish the set. If you stay around till the end of the night, all of a sudden
they hand you cash. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
The first time I ever played in a band at Tim's, it was with my Goblin Queen. Was my last project. I love you, Erin. It was with my good friend Erin Jordan when she lived here in Seattle. We played our first full set at Tim's, and we made I made an offhand joke. I guess I was kind of being serious, but I'm like, yeah, we don't make a lot of money, so we're saying you should totally throw money at us. And I was joking. I didn't expect anyone to. And then some chick crumples up a $20 bill and throws it. And I'm like, what? And then all of a sudden, more of her friends are crumpling up these dollar bills and throwing them, and I'm like,
dude, you uncovered a great shtick.
I'm like, I didn't even have to show my boobs for this. This is great.
There you go.
Not that I would do that.
I would, but I would
I would
only
totally
expect,
show my boobs.
But I would only
You
expect $20 in return. I would 50
no,
C notes. I wouldn't expect that much.
No, I know what I'm worth. $7.
I know, $7 on a good day with a coupon.
That's right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I got Yeti Set Go up in here on the Loudsole Drink Tank, and we're going to play a song of theirs, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk to them about their influences, their favorites, all that stuff, and then we're going to play a little game called, I won't say what the game is yet.
It's a surprise. You gotta stick around.
We're going to play the
Always a
song
surprise.
first, but so we're going to play a song, and I have it written. It's not
me, it's you.
It's not me, it's you. All right, so we won't give you anything. We're just going to play the song, and we'll come back, talk to these guys about it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is It's Not Me, It's You on the Loudsole Drink Tank. Yeti Set Go. Here it is.
Impossible with all of your commands. You point the finger at me, saying I don't understand. But when you point one finger, you'll see three are pointing back. So consider that before you say I'm off track. Get creative, 'cause now I know the truth. After all this time, it's not me, it's you. That's one hell of a story. You should tell it on a date sometime. call that tale intriguing, but I wouldn't call it mine. You love unleashing lions, drinking coffee and throwing shade. So I'm glad to watch your reputation fade. Say what you want, get creative, 'cause now I know the truth. After all this time, it's not me, it's you. Used to make me angry, but now I find you cute. After all this time, it's not me, it's you. Some reason, and that voice is almost gone. I don't need people like you to teach me right from wrong. My brain has grown so tired of pondering our fate, so now I'm busy planning my escape. Say what you want, get creative, 'cause now I know the truth. After all this time, it's not me, it's you. Used to make me angry, now I find you cute. After all this time, it's not me, it's you. 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 It's you.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Loudsole Drink Tank with Yeti Set Go. We got my man Paul up here. We got Celeste. We got Tom over there. And so that was It's Not Me, It's You. Okay, what is this song about? Who wants to opine?
Well, so with this song, I guess you could interpret it as kind of a breakup song. That's not really the intention that I had, but it certainly fits the bill. I actually wrote it about my previous job that I had. I was teaching in Seattle Public Schools for 4 years.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was hell. And that's pretty much what the song is about. And it was kind of that realization that I came to, because they would constantly tell me, it's like, oh, it's because you suck at this and you're a bad person, and, you know, your voice sounds bad and people don't like it. And, like, you know, they would just, like, say shit like that. You know,
because they're protected by their union jobs, man. They can do whatever they want.
Don't even get me started on SCA. Anyway, we won't go there.
No.
Anyway, so it was like kind of the realization that I came to after, you know, years of this, and I'm like, wait, I'm not the problem, it's these guys.
That system sucks. And it's just, and what they do is they just keep feeding it fire. They feed wood in that same fire that's burning down the house. They just do it over and over again because they got public funds.
Yeah.
You know, and we in the public, once the money's out of our pocket, we have no control over it. They do. And they're like, fuck, we got more money than we're safe, man. We're safe. So anyway, it's not me, it's you.
Yeah, I guess I kind of wrote it first to be like a big screw you to them. But, you know, people also think it's about, you know, leaving in a toxic relationship, and, you know, I've had shitty ex-boyfriends, so, you know, it can apply to that too.
Yeah. Anything toxic, man. Ladies and gentlemen, get away from toxicity. Not the song from...
That's a great song.
From the great band.
No, definitely embrace the song.
Yeah, but get away from that in your life. So this is an instance of influence. What other influences do you guys have as a band that maybe influences you personally or influences the band? What's going on with your influences?
Paul, do you want to go first on that?
Let's take a drink. Slow and dramatic.
Tom, go for it.
Influences. Oh boy.
This guy gonna keep you here a while.
Well, what I'll say is, my main wheelhouse is, like high information music, jazz, classical, prog rock, and
I can tell.
Yeah, and anything that kind of references that in subtle ways, like, really gets my attention. Like, there's tons of stuff you'll notice in grunge songs where it's like, this is a melody like a jazz player would write.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Jeff Ament.
Yeah. And yeah, it's all over the place, and there's a lot of stuff out there that sounds like the stuff that we all three listen to, that shares a lot of that history. I think of like Fleetwood Mac.
Please do.
That's a band where a lot of the classical influences and what's the guitar player's name? Lindsey Buckingham. Very
Toast.
And Peter Green originally, yeah.
Toast.
Yeah, more of a blues player, but there again, a lot of those influence they carry through to the kinds of things that Yeti does.
Mm-hmm. We love Fleetwood Mac in this band.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember me and Paul talking previously about Jethro Tull.
Oh, yes. Jethro Tull.
My all-time favorite band.
Being an all-time fave, And do you guys have any all-time favorite bands? Certainly Fleetwood Mac. I mean, they'll be playing that. When Martians rule, Martians are going to be wearing Fleetwood Mac shirts.
They totally are.
But Celeste, what's a favorite band of yours, girlfriend?
This is a hard question to answer.
It is. Man.
Well, the first band that actually really inspired me to pursue rock music was Queen. I watched their 1985 Live Aid performance. I watched it on DVD with my dad, and I was so inspired to just start creating my own music. It was amazing to me.
Dude, they were really good. It was great.
It's considered to be probably their best rock performance of all time.
Man.
So that's kind of like one of my first that I can remember. I grew up listening to a lot of Broadway musicals because my parents both really love Broadway. But in terms of my songwriting, I take a lot of inspiration from some of the all-time greats such as Carole King. Joni Mitchell.
Here we go.
Alanis Morissette.
Oh, I love Alanis.
I do too. Amy Winehouse.
Yes.
So just even though sometimes their styles are not necessarily what I would write in, just their attention to detail is so incredible. And I just really want to emulate that when I'm writing, because they write very descriptive songs, and it really sucks you into their world. And oh my gosh,
Dude, I feel you on that. I feel you as a spectator watching the band. I feel that attention to detail, and and that's one of the things that makes this band really, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to other rock bands and things like that, I think my favorites are the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Primus.
Yes.
My uncle really loves Primus.
How about Les Claypool? No one played bass like Les Claypool.
I know, right?
You see him with this 4-string Fender bass in his hands, and it's like a toy. It's like he treats it like a toy. He is just ripping this little 4-string Fender bass apart. No one has ever played a 4-string Fender bass like that. Nobody.
And when it comes to local bands, I think my favorite Seattle rock band is definitely Thunder Pussy.
Thunder Pussy?
Yeah.
Mike McCready is big.
Yeah. I think that's the reason they got big. But I've actually met Whitney Petty of Thunder Pussy twice.
Uh-oh.
The first time I saw her at the bar, and I was like, am I gonna go talk to her? And Tom's like, just go talk to her. And I'm like, okay, if I come off as a total creep, you're gonna pull me back, right? And so I walked over, and I was just like, hi, You don't know me. I promise I'm not like a stalker or anything like that. But I just want to tell you that your guitar playing is absolutely amazing, and I love you, and I want to play just like you, and I just think you're really cool. And she was so nice about it. Like, she was like, oh, well, you know, I was a little nervous when I was playing that because Mike McCready was watching me. And I was like,
No doubt.
I know Mike McCready was watching you, and he'll never watch me. And so, like, I just said, can I take a picture with you? And I took a picture with her, and I said...
Did you really?
Yeah, I have 2 pictures with her, actually. And I thanked her, and she's like, oh, come here. And she gives me a hug. And then I met Molly Sides after the show, and it was like the same thing. I'm like, I'm not a creep, but I absolutely love you.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good. So that's definitely going to be one of your faves. We're going to put that down in Loudsole Drink Tank history as one of your faves. Thunder Pussy, ladies and gentlemen. If this lady right here is into it, and if Mike McCready can do it, so can you. All right, so okay, so we talked about the record, and we talked about Tim's influences, you know, favorites, and very, 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 very quickly, where's the band headed in the future? Future.
Well, still playing music, and obviously.
We're obviously not doing gigs for a minute.
Well, we're really hoping, at least if you guys like want to correct me, feel free to, but like what I really hope will happen from this point forward is that, you know, we're going to get our record out there. People are going to enjoy it. I really hope we can get to like bigger venues at some point, you know, that we'll start to get noticed.
We're going to get fucked out of a Grammy.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, like I told you, if you need someone, they're
gonna fuck us out of a Grammy.
I think the biggest thing that's just really hard as a band is just getting attention. You know, because the one thing I found is, you know, it's one thing to like be a good musician and things like that, and obviously you should be that. But then marketing, like that's a huge part of it, and knowing how to use the algorithm and how to, you know, get people to look at you, and it's
you
honestly
need a marketing
very tough.
department.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So the future of this band, if you're a marketer and you got some time on your
We're
hands,
trying to sell out. Just kidding.
Yeah, we're totally selling this band out.
Sell out right now, like literally, like
Sell out.
Yeah, like
with me. Oh
checking
yeah,
my messages
sell
right
out.
now.
Sorry, I just thought of that Real Big Fish song.
So as we sell this band out on the Loudsole Drink Tank, we're gonna play a little song. What's the vibrator song?
Oh, you just gave away the surprise.
Yeah, what's the name of the song?
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
So we're gonna play a little song called "It's Okay" on the Loudsole Drink Tank from Yeti Set Go. Then we're gonna come back and we're going to grill these fools on what the hell was that song about by playing a song called "Vibrator or No Vibrator." And ladies and gentlemen, here it is on the Loudsole Drink Tank. Thank you.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's been a week since I've heard from you, and I'm home alone with my vices. It seems like nowadays I'm usually left to my own devices. I've learned so much from every heartache that I have found a way. But I don't need your sympathy, I'll be okay. I've got a vibrator, it's okay. I've got a vibrator, it's okay. I've got a vibrator. I saw a movie last weekend, but I don't remember what it was. I found new ways to care for myself that no man ever does. If there's anything I've learned from love, is that it always vibrator. It's okay. I've got a vibrator. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm staying home tonight. My tears have dried and now I'm feeling better than alright. Thanks to my vibrator, I'm okay. 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 Thanks to my vibrator.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was It's Okay by a great local band from Seattle here, Yeti Set Go. We got them right up in here, the Loudsole Drink Tank. And as you notice, you've never heard that song before, have you? You have not heard that song. I've heard that song before, and that's the song that stuck in my head. And I said, you know what? Someday, note to Robbie, I got to have that band on the Loudsole Drink Tank. And here they are. We don't really need to talk about like what that song is about or where that came from.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
So to do that, rather than that, we're going to play a little game called Vibrator or No Vibrator. And so I'm going to quiz these folks on, vibrator means yes, mucho gusto, and no vibrator means sorry, no. The answer is no, N-O. So here we go. This is synonymous with What's More Punk, but this is a different thing. And so without further ado, let's get right to this little list that I cooked up with. And you could look at this first thing I'm going to say as woo or hey. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, on vibrator or no vibrator, right here in the Loudsole Drink Tank, and I'm going to bust open this Elysian Space Dust, of course. Sushi, vibrator? Or no vibrator?
Vibrator.
Vibrator?
No vibrator for me.
Oh,
Sushi.
vibrator. Vibrator, definitely.
Okay, so why no vibrator on sushi, brother?
It's just not my thing.
Man, I can do sushi, but only after a few drinks. I can't do sushi sober. But after a few drinks, and the buddy says, "Hey, let's get sushi," I'm like, let's do it.
My favorite place to get sushi in Seattle is, they actually have a couple locations, Musashi's.
Musashi. Where at?
They have one location in the International District and one in Wallingford.
Okay.
Their chirashi bowl and beef teriyaki, divine.
Okay, Vibrator says it's 2 out of 3. Vibrator on sushi.
The vibrator has it.
Oatmeal, like the kind you eat in the morning. Oatmeal, vibrator or no vibrator?
Vibrator.
Vibrator.
Oh, we've got a unanimous on that one. Okay, oatmeal plain or you doctor it up?
I'd like to put I like to get the ones that already have like the fruity stuff in it, but if not, I can put honey and.
Oh, you mean the little packet?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm lazy.
Little microwave action there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A little bit of cinnamon and some brown sugar.
Ooh.
Great oatmeal.
I go peanut butter and molasses in my oatmeal.
Ooh.
No.
That's an idea.
And you're making that from the can of oats, or are you doing?
No, I do real oats. Yeah.
Okay, real.
I don't know
oats.
what that shit's.
Whole
Weird shit.
like 5th grade. All right, so we already kind of talked about Thunder Pussy or not, but so
Vibrator.
Oh. Okay. I don't think you guys can say no vibrator on this.
I think we're allowed to.
We really can't.
We're not allowed to say anything.
Thunder Pussy, if you're watching this, we'll open for you.
If I
That's
say
right.
no vibrator, I get kicked out of the band.
No. Okay.
No, I won't kick you out.
And Thunder Pussy would love. I mean, Thunder Pussy vibrator that goes right. I mean, like Jesus, this is a match made in heaven right here on the Loudsole Drink Tank. All right, so this is a little bit different. Toolbox, box with tools. Vibrator or no vibrator?
Vibrator.
No vibrator.
No vibrator. You know, some people are tool people. Some other of us are like, fuck, I need someone else to get the screwdriver out and fix it up.
That's
like,
me.
Like, don't even give me that. That's like no vibrator, dude. That's not getting me off. All right, now we're going to dive in deep. Park sex.
Whoa.
Meeting strange people in the park at night for sex.
No vibrator.
No vibrator.
Vibrator.
on,
Totally
Polly.
vibrator. Fucking vibrator.
Any favorite park in particular?
People's Parks, Beaucanois, vibrator. Fuck yeah!
All right, you heard it here, man. On the Loudsole Drink Tank.
Paul's a
Park
whore.
sex.
I mean, you know, girls got to make a living somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Paul, you're a whore.
That's correct. That's correct.
You can put it on your
That's right.
on your Boy Scout.
That's right. I got the whore badge. It's the only badge I have.
How about the Ramones?
Vibrator.
The Ramones.
Well, I'll let you guys go first.
I'll throw him a vibrator.
Okay.
I will not throw them a vibrator.
For what they accomplished and what they inspired, and Joey's hair, I'll give him a vibrator.
I might give Joey's hair a vibrator.
Yeah.
I can't stand
To be
though
fair.
how they have their guitars and their basses like all the way down to their knees. I'm like, how in the hell are you able to play on that?
Well, you notice they're not big scale players.
Oh, yeah.
They're not ripping a bunch of scales, you know.
Yep.
That's
So
correct.
you can do power chords down here,
Yeah.
but like if you're trying to get that, you know, that Hungarian minor scale, you're like,
Right.
oh no.
I'll still give him a vibrator, but I think more of my vibrator would be for the Clash.
Okay, Clash. Clash gets the
Another
Get a vibrator.
Definitely.
influence, I would
Yeah.
say.
Okay, Clash. Another difference. How about the state of Florida? Vibrator or no vibrator?
No vibrator.
I'm going to retain my vibrator on that one.
Vibrator. Have you guys even been to Florida?
I've heard enough of Florida on the news.
I almost went to Florida once, and I actually literally decided to take a different road to avoid Florida.
You're like,
No vibrator. I ended up in Georgia, which probably wasn't that much better, but no vibrator for Florida. Although it's shaped like... Anyway, it's not important what it's shaped like.
I can kind of see it, yeah.
Florida is controversial these days, and that's why I was able to put it in there. And you know, if you're old school Seattle, you remember the Fun Forest at the Seattle Center. You know, born in the when the World's Fair. They had the Fun House. That's where they got the club, the Fun House. They had the Enterprise, the Matterhorn, all those dudes. But these guys are too young. I'm old. They're too young. But if there was a place at the Seattle Center where you could do rides and throw the dart to pop the balloons, and it was 12 months out of the year, would that be vibrator or no vibrator?
That would very much be vibrator.
That's a totes vibrator.
Yeah.
That's
100%
That's
vibrator.
a vibrator. Yeah.
See, Seattle Center, wake up. It's like how many
Wake
people...
up, Seattle Center. Give me a vibrator.
That's two vibrators.
Yeah.
Oh, ding, 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 ding. What now? Tim's Tavern, obviously.
Vibrator.
Vibrator.
2 vibrators way up.
That's right.
They need to put that on their website now. 2 vibrators up. 2
Way up.
vibrators up. Yeti Set Go.
We're talking small intestine level vibrator. All right.
That just sounds painful.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, on the Loudsole Drink Tank, as we play vibrator or no vibrator, you're going to be surprised at the answer to this next one because we previewed these. KEXP, vibrator or no vibrator for this band?
You mean
No.
for the station?
No vibrator.
No vibrator.
Celeste?
If they were willing, if they would book us for a performance, then yes, I would say vibrator. But
So no
they
vibrator.
don't seem to. I mean, I don't know. Like,
You got to be pretty cool for school, man.
we're not the cool kids, so I'm gonna say no vibrator on that.
You know, it's just unfortunate. You know, I've seen a lot of great acts on KEXP, but it's a lot like that time that I tried to join Volunteers of America. You know, I went to the little intro thing, and I realized that they only chose the popular people that went to try out to volunteer for Volunteers of America. And I was like, the hot chick and the slim white dude, and like I'm like, this is Volunteers of America. I'm like, forget it. That was so ridiculous. So hey, KEXP, we do love you, but man, you guys gotta open up those airwaves a little bit. So
we'll give you a vibrator if you do.
Hey, we will, dude.
Signed by the band.
Signed by the band. Tim's has all our vibrators right now. We'll get one back.
Speaking of a band, how about a band called The Runaways who did Cherry Bomb? The Runaways, vibrator or no vibrator?
Vibrator.
A little simple for my taste, but I'll throw him a vibrator.
Okay.
You know what? I'll give them a vibrator. I will.
They get the vibrator, and they will much appreciate it. Paul and I really wanted to get this one on the list. Okay, underwear. A garment that most people wear. I don't know why, but underwear. There's all different kinds of underwear. Underwear, vibrator or no vibrator? I say no vibrator.
I'd say vibrator.
Okay.
I'm going to go with no vibrator.
I have got some underwear in my drawer that will make you grabbing for a vibrator. Honestly, I've got some really, really sexy undies, and you will wish you had a vibrator.
Wait, you have granny panties?
Oh God, no!
No, but I could probably pull that off. I could probably pull them off someone else.
But that would be no vibrator. No vibrator.
I will be very specific though with underwear, like thongs, no vibrator. Why would you willingly wear a string going up into your butt crack?
Because
why
someone's taking pictures. Anyway, it's not important why I wear them. Look, we're not talking about me right now. Vibrator.
Okay.
That's right.
Moving on.
And the last one on vibrator or no vibrator here on the Loudsole Drink Tank, we got Yeti Set Go in here, and then we're going to play one more song from these guys. Okay, since we've been through a few wild things here, who knows what ear this is going to land on. Bananas, vibrator or no vibrator?
How about a banana-shaped vibrator for bananas?
I'm talking about the fruit.
Wait, aren't they vibrators?
Well, you could if you shook it around a lot.
I'm vibrator. Yes, vibrator for me.
Okay, good. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wait, what about you two? Aren't you gonna?
Oh, vibrator for the banana. Yeah, they're a quality food item.
Quality food item. Not speaking to their versatility at all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Yeti Set Go, thank you for coming into the Loudsole Drink Tank and doing vibrator or no vibrator with me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play a song. This is going to be unfortunately our final song from Yeti Set Go. It's called Jimmy
Jr.
Jimmy Jr. Really good song. We're going to play this song for you. We're going to come back, finish up with these guys. Thank you for joining the Loudsole Drink Tank. And this is Jimmy Jr. from Yeti Set Go on the Loudsole Drink Tank.
Christmas lights. I wanna make this an unforgettable night. The boy across the street is cute and clean. I wanna kiss Jimmy Jr. Mommy, Daddy, please don't embarrass me. I'm officially a woman now, don't you see? It's not every day I turn 13, so give me Jimmy Jr. Jimmy Jr. Come on over, celebrate me.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Loudsole Drink Tank. And what song was that? Jimmy Jr.
Yes, it was. Jimmy Jr.
And very quickly, what's Jimmy Jr. about?
Well, you watch Bob's Burgers, right?
Bob's Burgers. Love Bob's Burgers.
Okay, so...
On Sandpoint. Yeah, on the Sandpoint Way there?
No, it's the TV show. Yeah, it's the animated show.
Oh, no, I don't know that at all.
Oh, okay. It's like kind of one of the adult animation shows on Fox. So basically all you like really need to know is, so like you got Tina, she's the oldest kid, and she's 13 years old, and she's actually voiced by a man, which is really funny. But, you know...
Pee Wee Herman.
And she has this huge crush on this boy named Jimmy Jr., and his dad owns like this Italian place across the street, and like her dad Bob just like hates this fucker, and she's just, and like Tina just, she's like boys, butts, and unicorns. Those are her three favorite things. Like,
I gotta watch this. I don't watch TV.
I mean, and
I'm
it's just
missing out.
and it's just like really great because I feel like, you know, I so relate to Tina because, you know, I have all the sexual charisma of Tina Belcher. So
There you go. You just need to find your Jimmy Jr. and maybe you have. There we go.
yeah, I just like, you know, kind of, you know, I just like, you know, I look at the butts and then I'm like, I'm gonna let the cherry bomb explode.
Here you go, cherry bomb. All right.
Yeah,
so,
it's a great show. Check it out. It's on Hulu.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that is a story behind Jimmy Jr. Yeti Set Go here on the Loudsole Drink Tank. We're going to finish this up for you, and we're going to crack this Stone IPA. Man, this is their 10.8. This ruined again is 10.8, and I'm going to pour my man Tom over here a shot. And then now the nice thing about this is, you can't believe that they can brew a beer so strong and yet so drinkable.
I might try a sip. Probably won't drink the whole thing, but all right. Thumbs up.
That is the most drinkable beer.
That's surprisingly very drinkable.
You expect it to be horrible. I'm going to hand it off to my man Paul, and he's going to kill it. Hopefully not. We can pass it back and forth if you want, my man. But as we do that, as we finish the Loudsole Drink Tank, I always like to get an idea of what a band's writing process looks like, because we all have a different process, you know. I got to fill the bathtub full of chili, and I can only write that way. Or I have to go out to the Arboretum or whatever, you know. Or I got to get it out my vibrator.
That happened once.
In 10 seconds or less, or something like that, what does this band's writing process look like for all these great songs that we've heard?
To be honest, I don't really have one set way that I write songs. I just kind of, for me, I think more of it comes from just, you know, always, you know, kind of pondering about the world and observing things, and then just, if I get an idea, whether it's a phrase or a title, like I will just like quickly jot it down into my phone. Like even when I'm at work now, because I now have an office job, if I get an idea on my phone, I'll just like start writing it down. You know, like it's almost like impulsive for me. And sometimes like I can even wake up at night and just be like, okay, I gotta write this down because then I'm gonna forget it.
I've done that.
So yeah, for me, it's, you know, it's hard for me to describe my songwriting process because I don't really have a set way. Like just if I get an idea, I write it down. And then
you come up with the ideas and you hand them off to these guys?
As my dad says, I'm the Bernie Taupin of the group.
Oh, you know, I was trying to remember his name just the other day. I was trying to remember his name. Bernie, okay, good.
He don't get enough. I mean,
He doesn't get the credit.
I love Elton John, but Bernie Taupin.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to be fair, Celeste is, I think, way more than just a Bernie Taupin, because when the song gets to the band, usually it's way more than just words on paper. We actually have a melody. You know, we have chords, we have a form.
Oftentimes, sorry. Go ahead.
Usually when, you know, I get my hands on it, you know, my first instinct
is I hate it.
No, my first instinct.
You need to go back to the drawing board, baby.
I want to dump hot sauce all over it. figuratively speaking. And then we kind of stop and go, well, that's a little bit too much. Let's like find a nice balanced spicy meal.
Usually we
in the
argue
song.
about it for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And
There you go. Maybe semen rather than hot sauce. You know, it work that way. You know. Yeah.
I was not going to say that, but okay.
And how does Paulie come into the writing process? Is he just a robot that does what he says, or does he get into it as well? He's like, "Hey, you guys, what if we do this chorus here, or we do the verse
Yeah, he
there?"
does do that. He does do that. I mean, he doesn't really, like, you know, if he doesn't like it, you know, he'll definitely say something. But he's definitely, you know, like, for example, the song It's Not Me, It's You that we did. When we first did that song, we played it just like a straight 4/4 punk tune. And one day at practice, Paul says, you know, this is the only song on that we have in our set so far that doesn't have anything that stands out about it. And I was like,
Whoa!
but then
You're fired.
I wasn't, you know, like, I wasn't mad or anything. I was just like, you said what? And but then the more he explained it and the more I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah,
You're like,
that makes
we
sense.
need a hook. We need to hook this.
And then
bitch.
Tom's like, what if we played half of it like a reggae song? And I'm like, Tom, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. And it turned out,
that was your idea to play it as a reggae.
oh, was it?
Where I came into
That's
that,
the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
where I came into that is
I'm sensing domestic dispute here.
That's the only thing we argue about.
it really is.
Yeah.
It's like, but no, because the chorus kind of didn't really work with the reggae. We always
Yeah.
wanted to speed up a lot, and
We still kind of do.
it's fine. But so it was like, well, let's keep that as like the rock thing, but we need to find a way to transition back and forth between like a slower reggae and then the fast rock.
Right.
And so
Because you got to do it right.
you got to do it right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there was definitely some prog influences that came into, you know, some ideas that kind of, you know, shifted from one field to the next and then back again.
As the guy that's trying to like produce this album, I'll just insert my little thing here because as a drummer in the band, my primary focus is just kind of like obviously like do my job, lay down the beat, turn around phrases, all that stuff. But like Celeste is she's a great songwriter. So one of my primary focuses is to make sure that I just stay out of her way, really. But then like when I get into like the studio and I'm like trying to put this album together, I'm really trying to balance like I don't want to get too far off into the prog weeds. And I don't want to get too far off into the singer-songwriter weeds. Like it's really
it's a
a rough
area.
thing for me to balance
Yeah.
these two things because you don't want to get too far off to one side of that and lose the influence of the other side because they blend so well if you do it well.
Yep.
And Tom and Celeste, like they really they complement each other. Their styles just complement each other very well. If you like step back and like allow them to find their footing together, you know what I mean, and not like overpower one another one way or the other, because you can get too prog and like lose half your audience, and you can get too singer-songwriter and lose the other half of your audience. But if you meld them really well,
And then it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
yeah,
And you're like,
yeah, it's
dude,
3 a.m. You must be lonely,
Mom
and you're
and
all
Dad
like
wanna
fucking
go to bed,
yeah,
and-
it's some bullshit.
Yeah.
You
You
know
know,
what it's like. You know what it's like.
You know, Paul raised a good point. You guys really do have a really good organic thing going on that in my opinion, comes out really crystal clear. And it's kind of a nod to the creative process, and I really appreciate that about you guys. Yeti Set Go, thank you for coming into this Loudsole
Thank
Drink
you.
Tank.
Thank you for
We have
having
been
And,
so excited about being on the show.
It's been great, and I'll tell you what I want you guys to do. Give me your empty shot glass. There it is, bam.
Bam, bam, bam.
I want you guys to come back a year from now,
Oh, okay.
and we're going to gauge what is it? It's October-ish, and we're going to gauge whether what's going on in the world, what's going on with you guys, and
Who gets vibrators?
And we'll bring vibrators.
we're gonna do a show from the smut store down the street to see whether they got coupons on good vibrators.
I know a friend that works at Babeland. Come on.
Hey, there we go. All right, and the Yeti Set Go, thank you guys so much. I love you guys.
We love
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, I want you to go to the Yeti Set Go Facebook page. I want you to check them out on YouTube. I want you to do whatever these guys are doing.
Donate to the Indiegogo campaign.
Indiegogo. We got what's eighth
Direction Records.
Eighth Direction Records.
We're getting that off the ground. We're flying.
Yep, and we even want you to check out Tinfoil Top Hat, which is just kind of a minor little thing going on there. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are a band or a brewer and you want to get up in here in the Loudsole Drink Tank, just hit me up, what is my name?
Rob Cobain.
Okay, my name is Rob Cobain. Hit me up on Facebook or whatever. I want to get you up in here in the Loudsole Lounge. I want to showcase local beers and local bands. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Yeti Set Go on the Loudsole Drink Tank. Let's take it out! Woo! Woo! Woo!